Good day, learners. In this lecture, we will be seeing about vestigial sideband modulation. In vestigial sideband modulation, the desired sideband is allowed to pass completely through the filter, whereas just a small portion called as vestige or trace of the undesired sideband is allowed. The transmitted vestige of the undesired sideband compensates for the loss of wanted sideband. So, in single sideband generation, one sideband is carried, but in VSB technique, a portion of sideband is only carried out. Let us now see the block diagram required for vestigial sideband modulation. So, first input is going to be the message signal M of t, and the second input signal is going to be the carrier wave signal, which is Vc cos 2 pi fct. These both are going to be the inputs for the product modulator. So the result of the product modulator is going to be the DSB-SC modulated wave. This wave is passed into the VSB shaping filter or the bandpass filter H of f. The output is going to be the VSB modulated wave S of t, which is our required output. Now let us discuss about the magnitude response of the VSB filter. The bandpass filter is referred here as the sideband shaping filter. The sideband shaping filter must satisfy this following condition. There are two properties of the sideband shaping filter for the transfer function h of f. So in this diagram, let us see what is the vestige band. So this part is going to be the LSB and this particular right hand side part is going to be USB. This WC to WC plus VC is going to be the suppressed portion of USB, and the initial part is going to be the vestige of LSB. The sum of the values of the magnitude response h of f at any two frequencies is equally displaced, and below Fc it is going to be unity. The phase response argument h of f is always linear. Now, when considering the time domain, we are going to get the equation as am by 2 cos 2 pi fct, and it can be plus or minus amq by 2 sin 2 pi fct. So, this am can be also represented as we have already discussed as Vm. So, the VSB modulated wave representation in time domain is going to be this. So, the plus symbol, whatever given here, corresponds to the transmission of a vestige of a upper sideband, and the negative sign indicates the transmission of vestige of the lower sideband. In frequency domain, this is going to be the frequency spectra of the vestigial sideband. So this is going to be here see Fc minus Fm, and this is going to be the center one carrier frequency, and here Fc plus Fm, it is going to represent the USB, and in this part it is again going to have the USB. So only a part of LSB is sent to the full USB. So this is what is the frequency domain. So how we are going to calculate the power in vestigial sideband? So this vestigial sideband is lies actually between your double sideband suppressed carrier and your single sideband suppressed carrier. So the power calculation is also between both the modulation techniques. Last, we have come to the advantages and applications. So when we are going to discuss about the advantages, the low frequencies are transmitted and the bandwidth is reduced very low compared to the double sideband suppressed carrier, and there is no need of the sharp cutoff frequencies. The main application of vestigial sideband is it is used in television of the picture signal, and it actually reduces the bandwidth requirement. This is all about vestigial sideband modulation technique. Thank you.